Next participant is eNest 139.
Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, am I audible?
Audible, ma, audible. You can
Thank you,
proceed.
ma'am. Very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Akanksha, and I'm from Sarojini Naidu Vanita Pharmacy Mahavidyalaya, Hyderabad, and I'm currently pursuing my PharmD second year. So today I'm here to present my e-poster on a short review on chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting. As we all know that chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting is a very common distressing side effect and most feared side effect of chemotherapy and radiation. There are two primary mechanisms which causes CINV, and they are chemoreceptor trigger zone and peripheral pathway. Chemoreceptor trigger zone acts by activating vomiting center, and peripheral pathway directly on the GI, and it increases the 5-HT3 receptor. It increases the 5-HT3 by acting on 5-HT3 receptor. And there are various neurotransmitter receptors such as dopamine, 5-HT3, that is serotonin, and NK1 and cholecystokinin, which are activated by chemotherapy and which causes the emesis response. So there are different types of chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting. First is acute, which occurs within 24 hours, and then it is delayed, which occurs within several days of chemotherapy, and then we have breakthrough, which occurs within 5 days. Then anticipatory, which occurs as a result of conditions response from previous negative experience with chemotherapy treatment. And a good management of CINU is very essential to reduce the economic burden and to improve the quality of life of the patient undergoing the chemotherapy treatment. And about 80% of the patients undergoing cancer treatment will experience CINV. So the treatment benefits depends upon the efficacy of the pharmacological treatment, that is the efficacy of the antiemetic drug combination and concomitant use of the non-pharmacological treatment. Antiemetics, which are pharmacological treatment, which is given as prophylaxis, and non-pharmacological treatment, in which includes yoga. And yoga has proven to be very effective in women and people and patients undergoing breast cancer treatment. And we can even see that ginger has a very effective in improving this of life of the patient undergoing chemotherapy and radiation. And there are various guidelines among which are used among clinicians like National Comprehensive Cancer Network, American Society of Clinical Oncology, Multinational Association of Super Supportive Care in Cancer, and according to ASCO 2020 guidelines for antiemetics, there are different uh, different antiemetics combinations given for different emetic risk anti-neoplastic agents, like for cisplatin and high emetic risk single agents, which causes high emetic risk. Four drug combination like NK1 receptor antagonist, 5-HT3 receptor antagonist, dexamethasone, and olanzapine as used. And in carboplatin, which is a moderate emetic risk anti-neoplastic agent, four drug combination is used. NK1 receptor antagonist and 5-HT3 receptor antagonist, dexamethasone, and olanzapine is used. For for uh, for the low emetic risk and anti-neoplastic agents, single dose of 5-HT3 receptor antagonist is used. So, for in the results and discussions, I want to discuss about the most common drugs which are used in the treatment of CINV. They are 5-HT3 receptor antagonist, NK1 receptor antagonist, and corticosteroids such as dexamethasone. NEPA, which is a combination of nitipetant and palonosetron, have been proven very highly effective in single dose prophylactic antiemetic in combination, and offers safe benefits and more efficacy other in when compared with intravenous NK1 receptor antagonistic regime. And olanzapine in combination with palonosetron and dexamethasone is used in preventing CINV in moderate and high emetogenic chemotherapies. Synthetic cannabinoids have also been used in the treatment of CINV in patients who are experiencing refractory CINV. NK1 receptor antagonist that is vilapitant, which plays a very important role in preventing delayed CINV. And as you can see in the bar graph, on the x-axis, we have plotted the acute, delayed, and overall phase. And on y-axis, we have patient percentage of patients. This bar graph shows the green bar shows the NEPA and dexamethasone combination regime, whereas the blue one shows the APR and aprepitant and dexamethasone combination. We can see that the complete response were given by the oral NEPA and aprepitant during the acute phase were overall the same. And similar effects are seen in the proportions of the patients. We have no emesis or small, little nauseatic feeling. And with this, I would like to conclude by saying that CINV, which is continuing to be the problem that is adversely affecting the daily lives of the people and is worsening in the women's and young patients, and in daily practice, acute CINV but not delayed CINV results in the change in uh, the results in the change in the antiemetic treatment. Use of combination therapy is a backbone with a backbone of 5-HT3 antagonist. Dexamethasone, neurokinin 1 antagonist have been proven to be improve the antiemetic control in both acute and delayed phases. Hence, multimodular treatment is strategy should be uh, considered for the patient by patient basis in confirmation with public treatment guidelines. And I would also like to include that cancer patients give up their treatment just because of the side effects, the experiencing the side effects like CINV, which is very distressing, which can be treated and which can be given as a prophylaxis and a treatment. Thank you.
Now over to judges for discussion.
Okay, I will start with your presentation was nice. What are the management of nausea and vomiting when the chemotherapy is given to the patients?
Sir, thank you, sir, for the question. There are different guidelines which recommend different regimes for the chemotherapy-induced nausea and vomiting, and even non-pharmacological treatment
You can say
interventions.
some guidelines.
ASCO guidelines, sir.
What is
ASCO
that?
guidelines.
What is ASCO guidelines is saying? What?
National Comprehensive Cancer
No,
Network.
what management they are saying?
Um, they are saying there are different types of management, sir, depending on the risk, like for high emetic risk anti-neoplastic agents. And according to ASCO guidelines, we have 4 drug combinations, sir. And yes, sir.
You thought about that some ginger and some other thing you
Yes,
had done. Which guidelines is describe about these things of management?
There are some clinical studies, sir. I have taken this from some clinical studies.
Okay. So still there is no any guidelines for that and all.
No, sir. But ginger is proven to be very effective, sir.
Okay. What are the current treatment for that? What are the drugs they are treating for that?
For sir?
For this type of nausea and vomiting,
Yes, sir.
especially for the chemotherapy patients, what are the drugs the doctors prescribe?
5-HT3 receptor antagonists are used, sir. NK1 receptor antagonist and corticosteroids like dexamethasone are very commonly used, sir.
Okay. Okay, then you can. Any other judges will proceed.
Dr. Manoj, sir?
Yeah, I don't have any question, madam.
Okay, sir. Dr. Sandeep, sir? Sandeep, sir?
Yes, very nice presentation as you are in second year BPharm only, but the topic you have presented very well. While reading this particular literature, have you come across with any CTZ or maybe the chemoreceptor trigger zone?
Yes, sir. In the pathophysiology of CINV.
Okay. In what way you are correlating that CTZ part with this your overall presentation?
CTZ is like there are 2 primary mechanisms which cause CINV include the CTZ and peripheral pathways, sir. So CTZ is one of it. So
Yeah, that's all at my end. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.